is that bridge? It's a huge part of what's called Technical and Vocational Education and Training, or TVET. This is where the magic is supposed to happen, where students get that hands-on experience they absolutely need to be job ready. But as we're about to see, just having a bridge isn't enough, especially if it's kind of falling apart.
Right, so a student goes out for their on-the-job training. And then what? How do their teachers, their mentors, know what's going on? Are they learning? Are they struggling? Are they even showing up? For way too long, the answer has been a really frustrating mess of guesswork and piles of paperwork.
Just look at this. On one side, you've got the old way. It's this total mess of paper logbooks, never-ending email chains, and files scattered all over the place. Honestly, it's just a recipe for confusion. But on the other side is what we actually need today. A single, central place for real-time data, instant feedback, and a workflow that just makes sense. It's like night and day.
And the fallout from all this chaos is pretty serious. You have students who are basically left in the dark, waiting for feedback that's way too slow or just never comes. The educators, they're drowning in admin work. And then when it's time for an audit or a quality check, it becomes this mad scramble to piece together what a student has actually been doing. It's just a broken system.
But what if there was a better way? A team of researchers saw this monitoring mess and decided to tackle it head-on. They created a solution specifically built to bring some order to all that chaos, and they called it WBLync.
At its heart, WBLync is actually super simple. It's one central platform where everybody, the student, the mentor at the company, the lecturer, the program coordinator, can all connect. The best part? It's role-based, which is just a fancy way of saying you only see the stuff that's relevant to you. No more information overload.
So let's look at how WBLync actually fixes those problems we were just talking about. Those messy paper logbooks? Gone. They're replaced with simple digital submissions. All those scattered files, now they're all neatly organized and secure in the cloud. And that feeling of not knowing what's going on? That's solved with real-time dashboards that give everyone a clear, live view of what's happening.
Okay, so that's the what. But what about the how? How does WBLync actually make life easier for the people who have to use it every day? The students, the mentors, the coordinators? Let's dive a little deeper and take a look inside.
This chart really breaks it down perfectly. For students, it's all about making things simple. No more lost paperwork. You just easily upload everything from your phone or computer. For mentors and lecturers, it's all about insight. You get an instant, real-time look at how a student is doing without having to chase anyone for information. And for the coordinators, it's about sanity. It turns the nightmare of getting ready for an audit into a simple, streamlined process. Now, I know when you hear the term AI-powered, you might think, oh, here we go again. But in this case, it's not just some buzzword. WBLync uses a kind of AI that basically acts like a smart assistant for the educators, working quietly in the background to make their jobs easier. So how does this smart assistant work? Well, first, it keeps a constant eye on how students are doing, automatically tracking their submissions and activity. Second, it's always looking for red flags. You know, things like a student who suddenly stops submitting their logs. And third, if it spots a problem, it sends an early warning to the right people so they can step in before a small issue becomes a big one. It's all about being proactive, not reactive.
This all sounds fantastic on paper, right? But the real question is, does it actually work in the real world? Well, the answer is a big yes. The first time WBLync was rolled out, it produced some really clear and impressive results.
This quote from the research paper pretty much says it all. By getting everyone onto the same digital page, WBLync became the single source of truth. And that led to way clearer communication and much better coordination between the school and the workplace.
And you can see it right here in the data. This chart shows huge improvements in the most important areas. Data transparency, just being able to see who's doing what, went way up. Monitoring efficiency went through the roof, which gave educators so much of their time back. And, like we just heard, collaboration between everyone involved got so much stronger.
And these weren't just vague feelings of things are better. These were real, measurable changes. All the documentation became cleaner and more consistent. Feedback got back to students way faster. That dreaded audit process, it became a breeze. And that classic problem of missing documents, it basically vanished. This is what data-driven education actually looks like in practice.